might be backwards to you guys. It says believe in yourself. How are you? This is Scorpio. This is going to be your bonus. I'm not calling it a proofread because the proofreads are usually less than 20 minutes, so like 15 minutes or less. So this is just a bonus reading, you know, and I'm going into the fixed signs because I've already done the cardinals and just did Leo, which was kind of crazy because I felt like a little bit exhausted. So maybe Leo is kind of tired or exhausted right now. But alas, we're in Scorpio energy and we are about to see, oh, ciao. You guys trying to give birth to something, a new business, new venture, want to give another chance at something, you know, feeling better positioned perhaps, mature enough, right? Love it. The Empress does talk about reaching a level of maturity in something. You know, don't be afraid of trying something new, or, you know, maybe you're envisioning yourself in another light, right? Because you're Scorpio, right? Transformation, the aces, the eights, the fours, the twos, right? What are you giving? All right, Scorpio, let's see what it is. I'm actually going to teach Pilates right after this. And I was like, honey, you know, it takes me a while to get ready, but today I'm going to be on my fitness gig, and I'm going to get fitted, and then I am going to get it. Okay. And I get too turned for y'all. You know, I got some Sag energy in me. Okay, let's see. Scorpio, what's going on with you? Y'all making me happy to walk away from something. I gotta get out of here. Do you, okay, look, no, I don't want to, I want to make fun of that, the life, right? Because there really is a place called Skid Row. But in, what is that movie called? I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe Little Shop of Horrors. Is somebody watching that movie, looking at that movie, trying to get out of a place that they feel like they've gotten to that place emotionally? You know, it's that feeling of Skid Row, which is kind of your rock bottom, your breaking point. So some of you have reached your rock bottom or your breaking point with something. This is getting to the end of something, right? And this is being afraid to leave something at the end because you're coming from a place of lack, or you're feeling like you have lost something, right? It's funny because it's like whatever you feel like you might be losing, it's just the emotional attachment that you have to it because it's already gone. You know what I mean? We were meant to release things on our journey because that is ultimately what we're going to do, is release this journey. You know what I mean? So you have to allow yourself to move on to another experience and not allow your emotions to create a boundary for you. Okay, this is kind of like hitting an emotional wall in some kind of way, shape, or form. It is talking about the testing of your emotional strength with something, right? In terms of like, if you can change your mind enough to detach from it emotionally so that you can create a new beginning for yourself, you see? Da 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 da. Yes, that's what we was talking about. Here we go. I love this. This is Leo. Right, but this Eight of Cups is directly connected to you because you are the 8th house and you are a water sign. But you're connected to all of the eights, you know? You know, reasonably, logically, what is right for you, okay? And accepting that. But then the Sun card talks about you and who you were before, right? This is great because it's here, but it is in like a past position because it's on the left side, not in the center or not on the right, but it's still there. It wants you to remember who you are because this Eight of Cups is reflecting on the past, right? You know, and memories of the past, and then you're seeing how those memories or the feelings that you have attached to those are of resentment, you know what I mean? So it's like you're only creating more of a toxic atmosphere in your mind, in your head, psychologically for yourself, right? As you allow your emotions to control you and they keep you attached to something. Meanwhile, your brain and what you're thinking and what's being processed up here is that you're not enough. You're being made to feel insignificant, right? So we gotta put it, like, we don't want that anymore. You're getting away from that. But in the past, you were significant. Hello, you were the one. You are still the one. You are the moment. You are that bitch. Okay? So now it's talking about how I'm creatively inspiring. Honey, you got the sun, the moon, and the stars right here. Bam. What else do you need? Right? The blood that runs through your veins, the passion, what your heart beats for, what you really are, what you are interested in, what gives you life, what electrifies you. Optimism, right? Having faith and belief in yourself, having faith in your goals, faith in your dreams, right? Don't lose faith in your dreams, okay? You know, sometimes the stuff that we go through, that's the hardest things to go through, is really what pushes us and what motivates us to keep going. And also it inspires other things, other aspects of our lives, you know, where we are challenged and where we have to sort of like clean up from our emotional trauma, you know, the rubble, whatever it is. We learn to appreciate keeping structure, right? You are constructing your reality. Use your best skills and talents. Use what makes you original and be authentic to yourself, you know? Be the narrator. You are the author, right? You have the power to change your reality. You know, if you're dissatisfied with something, you can make that change, right? But the change starts with you. So if you're dissatisfied with something that's outside of you, that you can't control, then it's something inside of you that you need to be trying to change or to accept or to acknowledge, you know, so that you can keep moving forward. But the Sun card is great. You know, in your career, things are going well. Okay, you got the Lover's card here, so that's great too, right? Once you walk away from whatever it is that you felt like was controlling you emotionally or psychologically, or you felt like the need to like cater to something, because you felt compassion, you felt strong emotions towards something, you didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, right? You didn't want to make anybody feel like you were abandoning something, or like you didn't care, or like you gave up. But you have to understand that you don't want to go dormant for the sake of someone else. You don't want to minimize your life's experience for the sake of someone else, right? And that's why the Lovers comes in, and it questions you, or it prompts you to ask yourself, am I doing this for me, them, or us? Right? My core beliefs, you know, what am I saying? I forgot the word, so it doesn't matter anymore. But this is talking about reciprocity, and if I'm getting out what I put in, you know what I mean? That type of thing. What am I getting out of this? If I'm not getting anything out of this, then maybe I need to practice a little bit more discernment. If I'm not getting anything out of it, right? But the Lover's card is definitely one of a relationship, you know? And it's also one of work, okay? and flexibility. You have to be flexible and you have to be able to adapt to your reality. So if you don't like something, then maybe there's an adjustment that has to be made. That's what the Lover's card talks about. And you also find it's natural. It's natural to have to change and adapt to things in life, because our beliefs change, Also, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to take on the responsibility, right? I don't know what this is. This could be talking about children. Just because the Sun card has a child on it, and then the Eight of Cups talks about something that you might have been waiting for to be ideal that never became ideal. And that concept, because this is connected to Mercury and the Tree of Life, the eights, that concept, you had to change that concept, just like the Strength card challenges us to change our concepts, right? We might be feeling the psychological pressure of something, but we could be putting ourselves under the psychological and emotional pressure because of the rules that we feel like we have to adhere to through Saturn, right? But if the path is not the same for anyone, then what are these rules that we're adhering to? You see what I mean? Anyway, so you could be having to make some choices or some decisions about something, because the Lover's card is talking about that as well, right? Okay, so the Lover's card and the Six of Wands is here. They're connected to each other. There's the High Priest. The Four of Cups is here, which is Cancer Moon. That's talking about, right, motherhood. Maybe some of you want to have another baby. Maybe some of you want to have a baby. Maybe some of you see that as your greatest victory or your greatest goal in life, or the thing that you feel like would really make you I don't know, realign with your purpose or whatever that is. Or you feel like that thing, there's something, you feel like something is missing, because like the Six of Wands is here, and the Six of Wands is expansion. It is feeling like you've definitely gained some miles and you've gotten somewhere. You've accomplished a lot. Or there's some goal that you've always wanted to accomplish that you have accomplished, right? Because the Sun card is right behind it. And it's Jupiter in Leo, and the Sun card rules Leo, and it loves being in Aries, and Aries rules the head. That is talking about beginnings, and genetics and things like that, right? This could be talking about the search for something. The Sun card is also talking about the search for something as well. And then the Four of Cups is talking about the emation. It talks about the complacency, right? Emotional complacency, feeling emotionally stuck. But it's also fixed too. There's something that you want that you might feel as though you can't have, but there is a way for you to be happy. There is a way for you to be satisfied. Cancer rules the stomach, and it also rules the breast, and it also is the first water sign, so it's fertility, right? You feel like this is like almost like the FOMO, fear of missing out. Feeling emotionally disconnected for some reason. You are very emotional right now. But we're at the end of Cancer season, right? Whoa! We're in the last 2 degrees of Cancer. So it's trining with your energy. So we're trying with like the last degrees of yours. So it's very extreme. It's kind of like, critical degrees of Cancer. So you're feeling this. The moon is definitely, where is the moon? I gotta look that up. But this is taking your power back, because your feelings are only connected to, you know, whatever this, you know, spirit, you know, your intuition, right? Trying to communicate with you. There's something to be said about what you're feeling or what you're going through right now. It talks about wanting to possess something, love, right? Not feeling loved or something like that. Left out of love. But it just needs you to remember that you are loved, right? And the things that you want, you definitely can have. You just have to reimagine how you're going to have those things, because we all have this ideal, right? Some of you have a fear of being alone. Crazy. This stack here is, though the center is like very emotional, but the past is like, woo, yeah, great. Things are good because they're still here in the reading, right? So it just wants you to remember that. And then we have the High Priest here, which is talking about, you know, belief systems, expansion through, you know, navigating one's creative ability, you know? So not limiting yourself. What are all the things that are possible within you? You're a magnificent being. And when you are facing a challenge that makes you question your existence or your purpose or what you're capable of, remind yourself of who you are. You know? And don't make it about anyone else, because the people that brought you into this world, they were also limited in their view as well of the world. You know, so you were taught by people who had a limited view of the world, right? They're still learning about themselves, teaching you. You learn about yourself. Your beliefs aren't always going to follow theirs. Your core beliefs are going to be different as you go through your life, you know? And that means how you think, how you feel about yourself is too. It's the beauty of life. Being able to transcend, you know, who you yourself, right? This is talking about the faith and the belief that you have in yourself, if that makes any sense. It is consciousness, being consciously aware of yourself, right? Pay attention to the things that trigger you, I guess. Taurus rules the eyes, the ears, the nose, the throat, the esophagus. So maybe you are wearing something, or you're identifying with some belief, or you're holding on to something that is actually limiting and restricting you. Could be a relationship. Could be a family member that you keep giving chance after chance after chance to. Could be your job, because you have a fear of, you know, being alone, doing it on your own. Can I sustain myself? Can I support myself without this? Or if I change something. It's Venus because it's Taurus. So it's the beauty of change. It's also reminding you that you yourself are an alchemical process and you aren't born with all of the answers. You don't know everything, right? So sometimes we have to accept that there are certain aspects of life that sometimes are going to not put us in our place, so to speak, but make us realize all over again what is most important, while being able to evolve, change, and grow. So the high priest is also talking about the lessons that you are taught, you know, certain ethics, morals, I guess, or ethics. I need to pull you another card just because this, I don't know, what are you going through, Joe? But yeah, you know, belief systems, it's time for change. Stop holding on to something just because it's what you're used to. That's what the high priest talks about. And also, like, don't let something define you. You know what I mean? Don't let anything define you. Don't let anyone else define you either. Because you know yourself better than anyone else does. And that's what the high priest also wants you to know. Because it's like your family could just, you know, you're still going to be that same person that you've always been to them. You know, they're not going to see all of the things that you could be past, you know, whatever. Sometimes, not all the time. But that goes for a lot of other people too, you know. You've got to believe in yourself more so than anyone. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Okay, so this is talking about like being sort of a rebel, right? So you've got the Holy Spirit here, which is talking about expecting miracles. It wants you to be an individual, right? It wants you to spread your wings, you know, and not feel held back by anything. And Joan of Arc is definitely saying, you know, what you know is right for you, stand up for it. So it says, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. You know what I mean? Definitely I feel like some of you feel like you have to do something, but you don't. Lady Portia, divine order, do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Because sometimes we're like, what am I saying? What does this mean? And then I flip over a card and it's like, yep, okay. Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Hope. Okay, that's a great one. And it's right here next to the song card. Look. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So we gotta work from a place of positivity, not lack, not negativity, not resentment, not anger, you know, none of that. It has to all be exactly what you want to pull in. You know what I mean? And if you just give more of the same, then it's going to be more of the same. Okay? Dwal Pool, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Embracing change. But I know that's easy to say. But it's talking about things that you weren't ready to let go of or weren't willing to admit to yourself. Now you're willing to admit them to yourself. All right. I gotta go because I don't even know what time it is. Bye.